Welcome to Humber College. We are live from the Hawks Nest, getting ready for today's men's three-point contest. As we bring you into the gym, you can see we're ready. The players are ready. The competition is going to be underway very shortly. I'm Mike Davey. This is Cameron Capobianco. Are you excited to be back on campus and have some sports going on?
Mike, I am absolutely excited to be back at Humber College, getting ready to call this three-point contest alongside with you.
I'm thrilled. I mean, I'm just so excited that we're able to do something like this. Bittersweet, we can't do the full season, but as a consolation prize, I think we're okay with taking a three-point contest. Given the times, I'm going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Paige McGowan, who was able to catch up with Kevin O'Toole and Jordan Francis earlier today. Paige, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Good. I'm excited to be back on campus to watch this three-point competition. I had the opportunity to catch up with some of the players before the competition started, so let's take a look at some of those. For this competition today, what have you been doing to prepare for it?
I've been playing NBA 2K.
Oh, okay. Really? That's what you've been doing?
I mean, yeah, because I don't want to go outside because it's kind of cold and I can't get in the gym, so.
Okay, I hear that. Do you have a favorite spot to shoot from on the court?
I don't think I have a favorite spot, but I think I'm good from the corners, so I'd say that.
Okay, so if we're going to be watching the competition, you're going to get the most points probably from the corners?
Probably.
All right. Okay, we'll see what happens. And what have you been doing to prepare for this competition?
Haven't really had access to a gym like that, so just some wall shooting at home, just working out, dribbling while I can, just getting the feel for the basketball again. And
do you want to know what Kevin's answer was for that? He said he's been playing NBA 2K.
NBA 2K, right? I also been reading on the art of shooting, if that helps or anything, some YouTube videos, but definitely not 2K. I don't like 2K.
Do you think reading up on it has helped your game at all?
No.
Okay.
Talk about two very different ways to get ready for this competition. We're going to send it over to our announcer, Dwayne Bowles. Dwayne?
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing good. How you doing?
You know what? It's so good to be back.
Absolutely. Dwayne, is there a certain player you got your eye on tonight?
You know what? There's a couple. I'm going to throw it out right away. Our dark horse is Alex Petronas. But truthfully, we're looking at some very athletic athletes. We're looking at a player like Keith Laurier, one of the most freakish athletic players in the OCAA. We're looking at a player like Jordan Francis, who hit some pretty big shots for the Humber Hawks in his history here. And then Kevin O'Toole, who's been a very, very good shooter from beyond the arc.
Perfect. Thank you, Dwayne, for the insight. Paige, what are your expectations and thoughts for tonight?
Well, it's hard to say, but like Dwayne said, there are a lot of really good athletes here today. And like Jordan was saying, he hasn't had access, and many of these players haven't had access to a gym to really work on their shot. So with that in mind, we're just going to have to look at the statistics. And if we're just going solely based on stats, it looks like Kevin O2 is going to be a major threat beyond the arc today. But we're just going to have to wait and see.
So Kevin O2 kind of seems to be the popular pick here. Cam, what are you thinking?
You know what? I got to agree with Paige there in saying that he is a heavy threat coming into this three-point contest. You know, he's hit 4 3-pointers against Sheridan on February in 2019.
Absolutely. Now we're going to dive into the rules here. In the first round, the participants have 80 seconds to make as many three-pointers as possible. Players can accumulate points with each shot made. The 3 players with the most points at the end of the first round advance.
And where the players will shoot from, there are racks of balls at 5 spots around the 3-point arc. Each rack has 4 regular balls and 1 money ball. Each shot made with a regular ball counts as 1 point, and each shot made with a money ball is worth 2 points. In addition to the 5 racks, 2 3-balls have been added and are worth 3 points. The balls will be positioned between the traditional racks at the top of the 3-point arc and the adjacent wing rack and located 6 feet behind the 3-point line.
In the event of a tie, there's a 30-second tiebreaker round, same racks of balls, same spots.
And then in the final round, the top 3 finishers from the first round will compete in the reverse order, lowest total to highest. Same time limit, same shooting spots. The player with the most points is declared the winner. And in the event of a tiebreaker in that final round, there is a full 80-second tiebreaker round, same racks of balls, same spots.
All right. There are the rules. We're all set. We got the players here. Now I'm going to introduce you to our shooters this evening. From Etobicoke, number 24, Dwayne Lambert. From Mississauga, number 14, Raheem Dennis. We got number 6, Jordan Francis from Brampton. Kevin O2, number 11 from Toronto, Keith Laurier, number 12 from Rexdale, and Alex Petronis, number 4 from Toronto. Now let's send you into the gym for our first shooter.
You just got a great shot of that, of all 5 spots where these players will be shooting from right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Dwayne Lambert, I mean, it's always tough to go first in a competition like this, but he looks fired up and ready to go. We are on our way in the 2021 men's 3-point competition. Dwayne, off to a bit of a slow start here. Seems to be missing off to the right, but...
You know, right now it's looking like that left side's going to be a key factor for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. That's what I've always been told, and we still got a couple of racks here. The money ball here would be massive.
Absolutely, I can agree with you on that.
Oh, that was halfway down. As we go for our first 3-point basket. Oh, just short.
We have to top of the key now, where this seems to be everybody's favorite shot.
Yeah, the dead center of the 3-point line definitely seems to be working for Dwayne here. As I mean, he cleared the rack, almost cleared the rack. We got him up to 5 points. That's a tough shot.
Yeah, you know what? He almost went perfect, and he's starting to heat up right now at this left wing.
Finding his stroke here. Clearly, the left part of the court is his spot. As we head to the last rack here. Oh, he's heating up. Oh, yeah. Talk about putting the pressure on the other competitors early. Sir! Oh, my goodness.
Hey, you know what? 13 points is a great score to start off with, and that's going first in this 3-point contest.
Yeah, that's setting the bar pretty high. And like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish competitions like this. Clearly, once he got to the middle rack, hit a couple of shots.
He was starting to get there and start to heat up.
The stroke was going, and he was able to finish quite strong there. Yep. We're going to head to the replay here.
Yeah, you just start seeing here, like, it wasn't off to a great start, but as he gets to that middle rack, like you were saying, Mike, things start to heat up for this guy.
Exactly. It was that middle rack when Dwayne really started to hit his shots, really start to gain momentum and able to stay strong, and I guess we'll have to see if 13 is going to be enough for him to get into the next round.
You know what? It's a great score right now to start off with.
Absolutely, and we're going to throw it to Paige, who actually has Dwayne courtside.
Hey, Dwayne, how did it feel to be back on the court today?
Felt amazing. It's been a while since Corona, the lockdown, being at stay home, but felt amazing to be back out there.
How do you feel about your performance? Are you happy with it? You started to get really hot in the middle there.
Just trying to figure out my rhythm, trying to get back into it. So hopefully I get another chance in the second round.
Do you think you had enough points to make it into the second round?
Hopefully my fellow teammates don't do as well as I think, but let's hope.
All right, thank you so much, Dwayne. Let's check out the next shooter.
All right, now we got a score of 13, and now Raheem Dennis is going to be our next shooter here, and I'm curious to see what he can do.
Yeah, he hit 3 times. He had a career high of 3 3-pointers in one game.
Yeah, it should be good. We got a lot of 5 more shooters to go in this first round. I feel like 13 is going to be good enough to get to the next round. I hope I just didn't jinx Dwayne Lambert.
I hope you didn't either.
I mean,
because
I may have. That's not going to be good.
you know what? For a score of 13 too, Mike, especially not being in the court for so long, especially in the Humber Hawks gym, it's a great score to start off with.
The interesting thing I found about Dwayne Lambert is last season he only took 5 3-pointers all year. He hit 2 of them, so he's a 40% 3-point shooter, and clearly he can shoot the ball. So it'd be cool to see him do more of that when we get a full game back. But yeah, we are looking forward to our next shooter, Raheem Dennis, which will be coming very shortly. Here we are.
And he looks determined to get prepared to
He
get.
looks ready, wearing number 14.
As he starts making his way over to that first rack. Mike, what do you think's going through his head right now?
He's probably thinking, I got to get higher than 13. I mean, he's probably kind of what Dwayne said, and kind of what Paige found out in the interviews is, these players haven't been able to shoot a whole lot. So maybe he's thinking about how he's going to find his rhythm. Maybe he's, not thinking about it too much. He's just going to kind of naturally let it come to him. And we're good. Off to a slow start here. Oh, there we go.
But you know what? That's
He's
the same.
missing short. He's coming short.
He's coming short, but that's the same thing that happened to Dwayne Lambert in his first round.
Yeah. Yeah, Raheem seems to be coming a little bit short on his jump shot. Might need to use his legs a bit, but like you said, I mean, these players haven't shot a basketball in so long. It's hard just to walk into a gym and find your stroke.
Right. As it's starting to look a little good coming into this top of the key right now.
Yeah, he seems to be finding his legs under that jump shot. This would be huge. A 3-point here would be huge. Just short again. His shot is online for the most part. It's just coming up just a little short.
But as you said that, he hit that money ball right
every
there.
time as I say it, it's kind of in my face here. Gonna need a strong finish here. And this
gotta
money
hit this.
ball would be big. Just short again. Final score of 5. He still had almost 6 seconds on the clock, so maybe rushed a little bit. What were your thoughts, Cam?
It did look like he had a little bit of time left on that clock, so I was thinking he was going to slow down the pace, try and find his groove to maybe get a higher score than 5. But
yeah, absolutely. And we're actually going to head to the replay here. See, just coming a little bit short. That kind of seemed to be the situation here in this round. Just coming up short. I mean, I have a feeling if he does get a chance to go to the second round, we're going to see a drastic improvement because you could see as he was going, his jump shot was.
Well, it kept going closer and closer, trying to get into that net.
Yeah, it was. And we have Raheem on the sidelines with Paige.
Hi, Raheem. How did you feel to be back on the court today?
It felt amazing, but the outcome wasn't as what I wanted.
So you're not happy with your performance?
Not at all, but it is what it is. I haven't been in the gym. It'll come back to me soon, so
If you make it onto the second round, what are you going to do differently?
hit some shots.
They came up a little bit short, so you're just going to work on that?
My legs are. I got no legs under me. I got to get them back.
All right, thank you so much, Raheem. Let's check out the next shooter.
So, he seemed in pretty good spirits there.
Yeah, and you know what? He even mentioned that he's gonna try and work on that jump shot himself, like work on that jump shot hopefully when he's in the second round.
Absolutely. And we're actually going to head to our Zoom audience here. And here we are. Here we got some of our crowd here. I wish we could fill the place with more fans, but that's the way it goes, I guess.
Under the circumstances, that's what we have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's too bad. Zoom call, it's still cool. Maybe we could have got the cutout, the cutouts that we're seeing in some of the NBA and stuff like that. I don't know how much that would have cost, but
Like the MLB, where you see it in the Toronto Blue Jays ballpark. Even, like you said, the NBA too. Like just get those cutouts, put them in the stands.
yeah. Yeah, that would have been something else.
Would have been really.
And as we go into another replay here, this is when you can kind of start to see,
that drastic change, that change in a way.
Yeah, Raheem was able to kind of get his legs under him in that one jump shot, and he mentioned that in the interview. His legs aren't where they were last season, which is understandable. When we've been in a pandemic for almost an entire year, you can't get into the gym, but he was still very, very high spirits.
Yeah, I can't even be wrong with that. Like, he was very happy, though, to be back in the Humber facility, which, again, most athletes haven't been in since probably the lockdown began.
Absolutely. And we're going to head back to the gym now as Jordan Francis gets ready to step up and take his turn in the first round. Fun fact about Jordan, he is taking civil engineering technology here at Humber College. He's a career 34% three-point shooter, and I think he's got a fair shot to win this thing.
Well, I guess we have to wait and see what's going to happen with his round.
Yeah, it looks focused, and here we go. This first baseline rack just seems to be giving everyone problems. We were lucky enough to see Jordan shoot a little bit yesterday, and he seems to do better on the left side of the rack. Maybe that just has to do with his shooting style, but here I am, and as I say it, he drills a shot. No one's hit this three-point bucket yet, and that's a far shot. It's like a 35-foot jump shot.
And as you're watching him, like you're saying, the top of the key is where people, I find, are starting to build up their momentum as they head into the left side of the court.
That's what it seems to be. The second they get to that middle rack, it's almost like the confidence comes, they find their legs. It's great. And this is what I was talking about with Jordan. The left side of the court is his side of the court. And he's just, it's water. It's water. That's what it is.
This is looking really good for him right now. He almost cleared that entire second rack before he had to
so he's passed Dwayne. He passed Raheem, not Dwayne. Here we Moneyball for just misses. Again, some time left on the clock, but I thought that was a very good effort.
That was a really, really great showing by Mr. Jordan Francis right there.
And we're going to send it right to the replay. Yeah, this first rack, I think it's almost the excitement, the nerves of the competition. And then I think once you kind of clear that first rack, you settle in, and you kind of get a little more focused.
Yeah, and you could see too, he was really getting dialed in up to the second rack before he made it all the way over to the middle rack and the 3-point ball.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things for Jordan here is that I don't think he hit a money ball.
No, he did not hit
He didn't hit a money ball, and those are important because you're doubling up on your points. And then, of course, we have the 3-point shot as well. No one has hit that yet, but I mean, we're only halfway through the first round, so we still have 3 more shooters. And we're going to send it over to Paige, who has Jordan on the court side.
Hey, Jordan, how did it feel to be back on the court today?
It felt great for sure. Miss competing, just playing the game we love, you know.
How do you feel about your performance?
Not good at all, honestly. I thought I was going to hit a lot more. I found myself rushing some shots. I thought time would be more of a factor, but 80 seconds is a lot of time, you know. I would have took my time more, but we'll see.
I thought you were pretty consistent the whole way through. Do you think you made enough points to make it on to the next round?
I hope I do, so I'm going to just put that into the air and say yes.
All right, thanks so much, Jordan. Let's check out the next shooter.
Love the optimism and love the positivity. They're back here competing. And as we take a look at our shooter standings here, our first shooter, Dwayne Lambert, still in the lead with 13. We have Raheem Dennis, who is our second shooter, with 5. And then Jordan Francis sitting at 10. That might be the number. That might be that bubble number where, you know, you got to be on the inside of it to get to the next round. But as we move to our fourth shooter, we have today's most likely favorite, Kevin O'Toole, who can hit him in bunches. He can hit him consistently. He's the one to beat here.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you right there, Mike. He's the heavy favorite to win this 3-point competition. Now, like I said earlier, he had 4 3-pointers against Sheridan on February of 2019. Now, you look at that, and you look at his 3-point percentage. It's really good for him.
Yeah, and one thing I actually noticed from last season is that he started the year having a 3-pointer in the first 8 games, which is pretty good, which is pretty impressive. It just goes to show that he can consistently hit them. And then, like you said, he had four 3-pointers against Sheridan. He had 5 against Centennial, so he can also hit them in bunches. He shoots the most threes in this competition. He's got the highest percentage. If I haven't made it obvious, the pressure is on.
I believe, yeah, we're just got to wait and see as we get prepared for his first shot to come in. And hopefully he is the heavy favorite. Let's see if this pays off.
Pays off? Let's see if that NBA 2K pays off here.
Like we were mentioning, this is the rack that a lot of players are having trouble on.
You know, and I think it goes back to the interviews that Paige did with Jordan and Kevin, and they talked about how they haven't been able to shoot it all. So I mean, that first rack could be the first time they've shot in a gym in quite some time, and I think they need to settle in. And there's the money ball, just short.
As we get to this top rack now, this is where we were saying for the past couple of shooters, this is where people begin to start heating up.
Start heating up. Ooh, the shot looks good. It's just not going down. Oh, there we go. I think every time I say that, someone hits a shot.
I think every time you hit that they get that money ball, and you say that, they hit that money ball.
He's going to have to put together a little bit of a streak here, though. So he's sitting at 7 now. He's still got time. He's got 19 seconds for the entire last rack here. He's going to have to put together a few shots here, I think, if he's going to want to get into the next round. You know, he did say in his interview that the baseline is one of his more preferred shots to shoot from, and I think that's become pretty apparent as he goes 4 for 5 on that last rack.
Yeah, he's currently sitting right now in second place with 12 points behind Dwayne Lambert.
And I believe that will be good enough. I believe that will be good enough for Kevin to get into the next round.
Yeah, and you can just see in the form too. Every time we've been saying this, they have been showing that they heat up when they hit that middle rack.
Absolutely, and let's check out the replay. Here we go, back to this first rack. You know, it's the trouble rack. We're gonna call that one the trouble rack because every player seems to be having trouble with it. And it's not until about the midway point, like we've been saying, that they start taking up. And now Paige has Kevin on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, how'd it feel to be back on the court today?
Felt weird. I haven't played basketball in it felt like a year, but it feels good to be back out there trying to get my shot right. Yeah.
Were you happy with your performance on the court?
Absolutely not. I think I could do way better, but hopefully I get into the next round and do better.
If you do make it into the next round, what are you going to do a little bit different?
Not rush my shots. I feel like I was rushing my shots trying to make the time, but I feel like if I don't rush my shots, I can make a better performance.
All right. Thank you so much, Kevin. Let's check out the next player.
And as we bring you to our shooter standings here, Dwayne Lambert still sitting in first with 13. Kevin O2 just put up 12 points there, sitting in second. We have Jordan Francis with 10, and then Raheem Dennis with 5. There still are 2 shooters left, so 10 is the number to beat for these two if they want a chance in the next round.
Yeah, as we get a look at Keith Laria, who has been shooting the ball pretty well as well, just shooting under 27% from the three-point range.
Yeah, and he can also hit them in bunches. You know, he went 3 for 6 against Canadore last year, and he went 2 for 4 for Sheridan as well. This is the player that Dwayne had talked about in the pregame about one of the more athletic players on the team. So I'm curious to see what he can do as we check out some of our Zoom fans here in attendance, enjoying themselves, taking in all the action.
Yeah, Mike, as you were mentioning that Canadore game, he also was another guy who had 3 3-pointers in one game, and that was against Canadore too.
Yeah, he's a good player. We're just gonna have to see what he can do with this trouble rack here as we get our 5th shooter underway.
And we're off to the races.
I think something that Keith may have picked up after watching the first shooters is he seems to really be taking his time. And I don't think anyone had gotten higher than 3 on that first rack.
Yeah, like you're saying, look, that jump shot's looking good, the form's looking good and everything. He's taking his time. I'm pretty sure time is of the essence, as they say.
It seems to be, but he seems to be pretty cool, calm, and collected here. Just very casually going through his routine. You know, this middle rack is where it seems like players have been turning it around. Although, Keith has been, his score at 7 already with this money ball up and drilling it. Oh, there we go! And that's our first 3-point bonus bucket of the competition. That sends Keith to 12 points in a secure position into the next round as he just starts to catch fire here. Sitting at 14, going into the last rack.
He currently now sits in first place, knocking out Dwayne Lambert with that 14th
He's
bucket.
down to his last 5 seconds here, but he's only got a couple more shots. He's got to pick up the pace a little bit here. What a score. What a performance.
Almost 20. Almost. But what a score, like you said.
Clearly, the trouble rack wasn't too much trouble for Keith since he was able to get 3 points. And kudos to Dwayne, our announcer, in the pregame because he said that was a player to watch out for. And I think 18 points in the first round. Yeah, that's something to look out for.
That is definitely something to look out for, Mike. 18 points. And he really, you weren't kidding when he said he can hit him in bunches too. That guy showed he can hit him in bunches already.
Absolutely. Let's check out the replay. Here we are. This is our 3-point bonus ball. Keith, the first one to drill it. That's huge. I think that's one reason why he did so well is because he hit a couple money balls. He had the 3-point bonus ball. I mean, it all adds up.
And also, one thing that probably also played a key factor in that 18-point score was the fact that he took time, too.
Exactly. He really did. He took his time. He wasn't in a rush, although the last rack, I think the last 3 shots he kind of had to force up. The last shot, for sure, he kind of had to force up. But at that point, it didn't matter because he had booked his ticket to the second round already. And we're sending it to Paige for the interview.
All right, Keith, how did it feel to be back on the court today?
Felt great.
Are you happy with your performance?
Yeah, I guess. I didn't know how much I got until now, but yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, well, you finished with the highest score out of all the players so far with 18 points, and you were the first player to hit the 3 bonus ball. What do you contribute to that?
I don't know, mental preparation, I guess, so that's pretty good.
All right, thank you so much, Keith. Let's check out the next shooter.
And as we bring you back to our shooter standings here, as you can see, Keith in his last round here putting up 18 points, sitting in first. We got Dwayne Lambert with 13, Kevin O'Toole sitting on that last position into the final round of 12. Unfortunately for Jordan Francis and Raheem Dennis, their 3-point competition this year has come to an end, but they both did very, very good. And as we get into the gym here and get ready for Alex Petronis, our last shooter in the first round. What are you thinking here, Cam?
I'm thinking right now he's going to be a dark horse coming into this 3-point competition.
I think that was Dwayne in the pregame again. I think he said he was a dark horse.
He was a dark horse, yeah.
Dark horse pick. He was clearly right about Keith, so I'm going to get on board with the dark horse pick here as well. I'm just going to keep changing my pick until
We're just going to have like everybody on the dark horse side.
12 is the score to beat to get into the next round. As we get into the treble rack here. No trouble for Alex here.
I think I was the first person to hit that on that treble rack on the first shot.
Yeah, he was. No one hit it. Oh, but he's finding his stroke here early. Tying Keith with 3 points on that first rack. Again, I think these later shooters are picking up on how much time they have to clear all these racks, because Alex here seems to be
taking his time as well. He almost... Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. He makes it.
He makes it. There we go. Another 3-point shot drilled. He only has to hit a few more. And now this will do it. If he can drill this, it's over. He needs 13 to get into the next round. 12 will force a tiebreaker. One more, and it is Alex Petronis going to the next round. And going into the last round, we got 8 seconds. Alex needs 1 shot. I don't know if he's going to be able to clear this rack. He may have been going a little bit. Oh, and there it is. 13.
Got the money.
14. That's good enough to get to the next round.
That was at the buzzer. That last shot made it at the buzzer. Talk about drama right there.
That was exciting. Let's go right back to the replay and see what we got. Here we go. Like I said earlier, when I said it's not about how you start, it's how you finish, I was clearly wrong about that.
Yeah, he started off really strong.
Our 2 top shooters in this first round started off very strong and able to continue on. And I think it's pretty obvious, why we have the 2 top scorers. They hit the 3-point shot, the 3-point ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to see it right here, too. Just look at that form and look at that shot. I spoke a little early when I thought it was going to go up, but I was clearly wrong.
Sometimes the ball just knows and you get a shooter's bounce. That's how it works.
To me, throughout this entire his 3-point competition, he has been the most consistent on each rack, even leading up to that 3-point.
Yeah, definitely. Going into the last rack, I thought there may have been a little bit of nerves because going into this rack, I think he tied Alex O'Toole. And then in that final rack, he just needed to knock down 1 more shot to catapult himself into the next round. And we got Paige with the sideline interview.
All right, Alex, how did it feel to be back on the court today?
Felt good. I just got to get my legs under me. I got a little tired in the 3rd rack, but it's from not being in the gym enough.
Were you happy with your performance?
Yeah, I'm happy. I could do better. I'll show that next round, but, yeah, pretty happy.
Well, you secured your spot in the next round. What can we expect from you?
I'll make more shots next round.
Thank you so much, Alex. Let's check out the next shooter.
And there we go, our final first round standings here. Keith Laria taking the first round with 18 points, finishing first. Alex Petronis, 14 points. Those were the 2 last shooters of the round. I don't know if that makes a difference. in kind of how they shot the ball, but our first shooter, Dwayne Lambert, is the third contestant that will be joining them. He had 13 points.
Yeah, you know what? I might have to change my favorite up now. After seeing Keith Laria just shooting that basketball around.
He looked very comfortable in the competition. I think Keith and Alex may have had the advantage of
Going at the last two.
And seeing how much time they have to shoot, because you could just tell that they were taking their time more so than the first four shooters.
Absolutely, yeah. You could just see that in their eyes.
And we're throwing it over to Paige.
Hey guys, that was an exciting round.
Very exciting. What were your thoughts?
Honestly, when it comes down to the next round, I have no idea who's going to take it. Any one of these athletes could win this challenge. I think both Keith will be a big threat on the court, but Alex in the interview was saying this was more of a warm-up, and he told the boys to beware. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
I love it. A little trash talking. Keep it exciting.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Dwayne, how's it going down on courtside over there?
It's real good. It's now, just like Paige said, we're getting into the championship rounds here. When you get into the championship rounds with some really good athletes, really anything can happen. I'm really excited to see where we go. Petronas looked really good in the first round. Shot was true. Same with Keith. And you can't really count out Dwayne here.
Absolutely. We got three fantastic shooters going into that last round. I'm really excited. I think Dwayne Lambert can make some noise here. He was the only one that didn't hit a three-point ball. So, if you subtract the three-point ball from the other two scores, he's right on par with them. As we get ready for Dwayne in the start of our final round here. Or sorry, Kevin. No, it's Dwayne.
As again, it's showing again that this rack is the trouble rack for Dwayne Lambert right now.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be his corner. But again, he was one of the players in the first round that once he got to that middle rack, that's when he really started to gain momentum and he started to put together some streaks here.
And you can tell
there
his
we go.
form compared to the last round. That shot is going farther than the last.
Oh, and there we go. That's
he hits
huge.
that money ball.
That pretty much makes up for an entire rack right there. That makes up for the first rack. And as we said before, this middle rack it seems to be his comfort spot. It's a nice looking jump shot. He seems to be taking his time a little more.
Yeah, and you know what? I might have to call that middle rack the heat up rack because that's where people begin to heat up.
Absolutely. He's got 8 going into the second last rack here. Timing wise, he's looking pretty good, and he is stroking the ball now. He's looking real good. He just tried. Going into the last rack here, he's got about 12 seconds to clear this rack. Shouldn't be a problem. Seems to be a lot more comfortable in this left baseline compared to the right baseline. And the final shot, and it's good at the buzzer. That could end up being a huge shot there.
That could end up being a huge shot, and also, that is a great score to start off with again. Like you saw in the first round with Dwayne Lambert, that could be a tough score to beat in that final round.
As of right now, it's a score to beat. And let's check out the replay. Here we go. The trouble rack, as we call it, just seems to be giving a lot of players some issues today. But with Dwayne, he's heating up in that middle rack. Obviously, the three-point shot that he hits is pretty spectacular, and that's coming up very shortly.
Yeah, just take a look at that form. Compared to last round, that's a really stronger form that we've seen in Dwayne Lambert coming in. And here's that shot of that money ball. Give it to him.
Absolutely, and I think it showed on the final rack when he hit the shot at the buzzer. He clearly took his time because in the first round, I think he had like 8 seconds left on the clock or something like that.
Absolutely, and that, like I said, that's the heat up rack, as I like to call it now. That is where he started heating up, and you could tell going here. He missed that money ball, but going here, you could tell he was heating up.
Yeah, the money ball definitely helped in this round for sure. He had 2 2-point money balls, and then he also had the 3-point bonus ball. That accounts for 5 of his points, 7 of his points. That was pretty bad math on my part. And we're gonna send it back to the gym for our next shooter.
And here's that dark horse we've been talking about.
Alex Petronas. He started the first round well. He hit 3 on the first rack. If he can repeat that, I think he's going to put himself in a really good position.
But he's got to beat 14, which again, like I said, is a tough score to beat heading with Dwayne Lambert.
Yeah, and the difference in between this round and in the last round, obviously the final round is a little more pressure. But hold that thought. We're going to send it to Paige. She's got Dwayne. Oh, I take that back. We're not going to send it over to Paige. But like I was saying before, that final round, it puts the pressure on, because now, that's the score to beat. You don't have to look at it. I have to beat 10 to get to the next round. I have to beat 14 to win this entire competition. I think that adds a little more pressure.
Yeah, like I said, that first round, he hit 10. You got to hit 14 now. Or sorry, 13. My math is really off today too, Mike. I think we're both.
And that's
having
why
trouble
we're
now.
in radio and not mathematics, Cameron. And that's okay. As we take a look at our lovely Zoom audience here.
And as we get prepared to see Alex Petronas take his final round shot.
Absolutely. We're just waiting. We're getting the racks. The ball is back on the racks here. Should be done shortly, and we'll have Alex ready to roll any moment. Alex pumping up the crowd here, aka his teammates.
Or maybe even the Zoom, Zoom crowd. There's a Zoom crowd here, Mike. Don't you know?
That's true. And Paige said that Alex Petronas had done a little bit of trash talking after the first round, so I'm excited to see how he does here. Again, hitting a couple shots on that first rack. That's going to go a long way. All right, and that 3-point. Oh my goodness, I was halfway down. It's actually kind of at 1.5 points. That was pretty much a basket. As Alex gets to our middle rack here, really starting to heat up.
Like I always like to call it, it's the heat up rack.
It's the heat up
where
rack.
they started up.
And here we go, Alex's 3-point bonus shot. Oh,
just short.
So close. He can clearly shoot from the parking lot, because that's a deep 3-point shot. We're here, second rack. He's gonna have to pick up the pace here if he wants a shot at this title. He can really take his time on this last rack.
But at the same time, he's really got to hit all of these shots if he wants a chance.
He's pretty much got to clear this rack. Unfortunately, I think Alex is going to come a little bit short today, but that's okay. Very valiant effort. Score of 11.
That's not a bad score in the final still. Again, Dwayne Lambert still has the lead. I believe it's 14.
And what's disappointing is that the first 3-point bonus shot was halfway down, and
it just didn't want to go in.
It just didn't want to go in.
The ball was thinking to himself, it's like, no, I don't really want to go in. But overall, a really great showing from Alex Petronas himself.
Absolutely, and let's take a look at the replay.
So he looked really good, like you mentioned, like in that first rack. He was looking good like he did last round on that first rack.
Absolutely. It was looking good. He started off strong, put together a couple of baskets on that first rack, like we mentioned. But it's kind of not funny. But in the first round, Alex got the bounce with the 3-point, with the 3-point bonus shot, and as we're about to see here, this shot was about halfway down, and then decided it was like, oh no, I don't want to go. Don't want to go in my home. I'm going to spin right back out. But that ended up being the difference maker, because he scored 11. That drops. It's 14, and we got a tie.
Yeah, and also when you were talking earlier, you saw that first rack. You saw the ball hit him too. You had to make that ball move off that rack, the one that came back off the rail. You're looking at it now.
Yeah,
look at him.
It's like he was getting fouled as he was shooting almost a little way.
There should have been a bonus for an and one there. Oh, because of that ball that came back and hit him.
And here we go, back to our shooter scoreboard, and we have our final score updated, and we have Dwayne Lambert sitting in first with 14 points.
We also have Spider-Man
And
in
we have
attendance.
Spider-Man Peter Parker in attendance as well. It's always nice when you can get a celebrity out to one of these events.
It's always nice when you get a superhero out to these events. Now, we're looking at the final shooter, who is Keith Laria.
He was our top performer in round 1, so...
And he's got to beat a score of 14.
And here we are, back in the gym, getting ready for this final round. Keith Laria.
Could we say that the pressure's on him, Mike?
I think we can say that the pressure's on him, absolutely. Definitely, I think, yeah. I don't know, what do you think, Cam? Do you have the advantage going first or last in this competition?
You know what? Honestly, I'd say you have the advantage going first. Because because you have time to relax and that stuff going into another round. You have time for that. When you have guys going up last, you're setting the bar for them to try and beat your score. So I'd say the advantage of it would be going first because you have to see what the guys behind you are going to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, I guess you could obviously argue both ways because, you know, obviously if you go last, you know the score you have to beat, but, you know, does that, you know, get in your head at all? I mean, I think that kind of depends on the player.
That's where I say the pressure comes in for these players, so that's why the advantage is going first, which is what we saw.
Keith Laria, he comes off as a pretty confident player, though, so I'm not too worried about the pressure getting to him. I think he's going to perform quite well under pressure as we get the racks set up for this.
As we
final
get prepared.
shooting.
14 to tie, 15 to win.
All the marbles on the line. As we get prepared.
And here we go.
Keith, off to a fantastic start like he was in the first round. This rack doesn't give him any issues, clearly. The money ball. That's okay. That's still a good shot. He's just not in a rush. He's
taking his time.
It's a walk in the park for Keith.
As he hits that one.
He makes it look so effortless. And this is going to be a huge shot here. Oh my goodness!
There we go.
Deep from the parking lot. Here we go. Back to this middle rack. As Cam called it, the heat up rack. As Keith clearly
is beginning to heat up. And there it is.
Here he goes.
He needs this one. This could help him out in a big way.
He's going to need 4 points in these final 2 racks. He's got 30 seconds to clear them. That should be more than enough time.
And look at that form is so effortless. And he's putting up, here he goes with the final money rack ball.
And you can't ask for anything better than this. We're coming down to the last rack for a 3-point competition championship.
And look
Keith
at
drills
this.
the first one. He needs 2 points to tie. He's going to need this ball. He's going to need this money ball for the tie.
And here it is.
Oh, we're going to a tiebreaker.
Here we go, a tiebreaker.
We got a shoot off.
This is going to be fun. 14 at the wire.
These are the kinds of things Disney movies are made of.
These are the kinds of things you watch sports for. You watch for that heart.
You know, this is great. We're gonna have Dwayne Lambert and Keith Laria in a shootout as we check out the replay here.
Like you said, Mike, off to a great start off that first rack. You see at the end of this, you see he starts slowing down a bit, but as he gets to that middle rack, as he gets to that 3 bonus ball shot, you can tell his head's in the game.
Absolutely. We were talking about it during the live shooting as well, that he seems so confident and just so, I guess, chill, I guess. I wish I had a better word to describe it, but he seems very confident, very laid back while he's shooting. And
my favorite rack of them all, as we saw just now, him hitting them, he's almost clearing this entire rack.
Yeah, that middle rack is good. You know what? And I think Keith here, I think he kind of, I don't want to say he threw a couple of shots here, but I think he wanted the tiebreaker round. And I think he planned for it, and that's the direction we're headed here, which is incredibly exciting. Because going into that second last rack, I thought he had it pretty much wrapped up, and then he kind of cooled off a little bit.
He just took his sweet time. He wanted to put some TV drama, some people like to call it, into this 3-point competition.
Very confident.
And he was just looked at that ball. He knew it was going in too.
And we're gonna take a look at our shooter standings here. You know, Dwayne Lambert with 14, Alex Petronis with 11, and then Keith Laria finished around with 14. So Dwayne and Keith will be going into a tiebreaker shootout
to determine who takes home the championship.
And just to give you a refresher on the final tiebreaker, there is a full 80-second tiebreaker, and it's the same racks of balls, same spot. So we pretty much are just gonna do another round with these two shooters as we head back to the gym and we get lined up for this tiebreaker round for the crown of three-point contest champion.
Mike, who would you say you have as your favorite between these two to win this tiebreaker?
That's a fantastic question. I'm gonna go with Keith Laria here. He seems so confident when he shoots that I think in this third round he's really gonna find his stroke. What about yourself?
You know what? For me, I'm gonna go the complete opposite way and say Dwayne Lambert, because he can put the pressure on you, as we've been seeing in the first round, in the second round, or in the championship round, I should say, not the second round. He has been putting the pressure on all of his teammates, and you just see it with him. So I think if he puts the pressure on early, going into this final tiebreaker, he could have a chance at winning, a big chance at winning this.
Absolutely. I feel like Dwayne Lambert almost kind of, even though he's in the final tiebreaker round here, I feel like he kind of went under the radar here because he was the first
Shooting
shooter.
first, number 24, Dwayne Lambert Cano. Shooter ready.
And here we go.
3,
Tiebreaker.
2, 1, go!
Let's see if Dwayne can get off to a bit of a quicker start than the previous two rounds here. It would be nice if he could put the pressure on early.
You know, we've been saying this earlier today and through this three-point competition, Mike. That first rack is like we like to call the trouble rack.
Yeah.
It's just been like, are the balls put on properly there? Is something going on there?
What's happening on that first rack? But oh, that's a huge money ball.
Like I said, he could.
Oh!
He just.
What a shot! As he had to evade the pillar
that was
the ball was on. And
just look at that.
We get to our heat-up rack.
Look at that. He's been hot. I think now he's been hot since the second rack, just right there.
Money ball.
A couple of money balls here are going to be huge for Dwayne Lambert.
He just hit both bonus balls.
2 bonus balls in a single round. That's the first time that happened. He's really going to put the pressure on Keith Laria here.
That's my guy to win it. That's the guy who I picked to put the pressure on early is
And
what's going to make the difference.
15 seconds.
We'll see what happens in this final rack here. He can really, really rack
10.
up the points here and put the pressure on as he has to evade a rebound.
4,
Here we go. His last 2 shots here.
2, 1.
And again, a huge money ball.
I think the money ball's been playing the big factor right now for him.
The money ball was huge for Dwayne Lambert.
And it wasn't just a money ball; it was that bonus ball too. That
Absolutely.
was.
And let's check out the replay here. First rack, slow to start. I think he hit 1 shot here.
That's what we call, like you said, the trouble rack. It's what everybody's been struggling on.
Yeah, and I honestly don't know why that is. Maybe it's a righty shooting from the right side baseline. It's a little weird, but you know, as we're going to see very shortly, what kept Dwayne Lambert in this competition, I think.
Look at that. Hits the
were
first money ball.
balls. That's the first money ball. Then he almost rolls his ankle.
He almost rolls his ankle
On
and
the
hits the
pillar.
bonus ball. That's the first.
That should be 4 points. But
Look
yeah,
at him go.
because if you see, he didn't hit a ton of shots, but he hit the shots that matter.
Exactly. There's another money ball, and when it comes with the money ball, a bonus ball.
A bonus ball. And you know what? The money ball and the bonus ball may have just won Dwayne this competition.
We have to find that out because, you know, I'm hoping this might have done it for him to win this competition. We have one more competitor coming up.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is that was an interesting round. It just goes to show how important though those money balls are because it can make the difference in a round.
Absolutely. As we get prepared for Keith Laria.
Yep. And we're back in the gym here as Keith Laria gets prepared. to take part in the final tiebreaker here, and we'll have to see. I know you're hoping that your pick, Dwayne Lambert, comes through, but I'm hoping Keith can, do what he did last round and, get it to the final rack, and hopefully we have fireworks from there, and we have an exciting finish as we get the balls re-racked here for this final shooter. And it's just been a fantastic competition, though. All the athletes did a fantastic job.
Absolutely. Obviously, you know what? It's a difference maker because of the circumstances we're in. We have no live fans. People have not been in the facilities to a gym since the first lockdown hit and everything.
Absolutely, and it's not easy to just walk into a gym and, just start hucking up jump shots. It's probably a lot like riding a bike. You need a little bit of time to kind of, reteach yourself almost how to do it. NBA 2K can only do so much for you, and so can shooting, crumpled up paper balls into trash cans. It's not quite the same.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right on that. It's not the same. 2K and paper basketball.
Your final shooter.
As we get prepared for Keith.
Number
Laria.
12, Keith Laria. Shooter ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
And Keith has been able to get off to a quick start in the previous 2 rounds. So let's see if he can do it again here. Not the start we're accustomed from seeing from Keith.
No, but you know what? He is still doing what we like to see in those first 2 rounds. He's taking his time. He's playing the pace game. He's just taking the shots that he's comfortable with, and he's making sure they're comfortable shots.
His shot's on the market. There we go. I think he needed that one to drop, and I think he's going to get on a bit of a streak here. His shot's online. It's just not dropping. As he misses off to the left there. Oh,
another miss to the left.
Money ball.
Huge money ball.
This
30
will be
seconds.
beneficial for him if he can hit this.
Oh, it's huge. That's a huge shot. As he pulls within several points, he's gonna need a big last rack here.
This is the money ball. He needs this rack to help him out. 10 seconds remaining. Hopefully he can clear it.
What a shot. Is Keith gonna run out of time here? And
he get that money ball up.
Money ball.
And there we go.
Your final round score for Keith Laria number is 13.
13 for Keith Laria.
That's very respectable. Close.
Very close. And again, TV drama as we like to see it.
As we liked it. We wanted to come down to the last rack, and it did. A little too short as we check out the replay here.
And here's the start. This was shocking because you saw those first 2 rounds, Mike. He got off to a little bit of a good start on that treble rack.
And I think that's what cost him, is that he wasn't able to get off to the hot start that he got off to in the first 2 rounds. And he fell just short, but it was very, 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 very good effort.
Yeah, just the form looked effortless. It looked amazing. It was on point and everything. Just couldn't get the shot to drop.
Absolutely. And when he hit that first money ball on that second rack, that's when I thought it was going to start. He was going to start hitting maybe a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes. And then this shot.
This is where it looked like it was starting. It was getting close. That's how you knew. You started that money ball, and what comes with that? A bonus ball.
Exactly. He needed that to kind of keep himself alive, to give himself a chance in the final couple racks here. Unfortunately, a little bit too late. Dwayne Lambert just proving a little too much, hitting big shots. The money ball and the 3-point bonus were huge for him. This was tough. Finished strong. As we send it over to Dwayne.
Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the Nest here at the Humber Athletic Center. Here is your winner and new 3-point competition champion, Dwayne Lambert Cador.
Dwayne Lambert, your pick in the final round does it.
You know what? It was very close, and we were saying this over and over again. Nothing more better than TV drama.
No, there really isn't. And I'm happy. It was close. The final round was super exciting. It came down to the last shot, and Keith forced the tiebreaker, and we were very lucky to have it come down to the final rack again with Dwayne Lambert taking the championship.
And I believe the point I made was too, pressure was on early for him.
Oh, it was. He and you were right. He put the pressure on early, and it clearly was enough. 15 was enough, and the money ball proved very valuable in that tiebreaker. And we're going to send it to Paige, who has our 3-point champion courtside.
All right, Dwayne, congratulations on the win. My first question for you is, how do your arms feel?
Oh, my arms are sore. A long day of snowboarding yesterday with a lot of my friends, but you just got to come out here and perform, right?
You were consistent throughout the whole competition, getting a little bit better each round. What were your goals going into each round?
Just keeping mental preparation, just trying to find out my rhythm, stay low on my legs, and just, shooting the ball the way I should.
All of the shooters, Keith definitely included, did not make this easy for you. What was your plan going into the tiebreaker, and was that the outcome you were expecting?
Yeah, Keith made it very hard and tough for me to prevail, but I think that if I just kept my rhythm and my consistency, then I should be perfect.
All right. What are you going to do after the win?
Maybe just go celebrate, relax, just take it easy for today. A few assignments too, but I also want to shout out all my people back home and everything, and everyone just keep a safe distance, wear a mask, and let's just try to beat this corona.
Well said from our 3-point champion. Thanks so much, Dwayne.
Nice to hear from Dwayne, and that was a nice message.
That was an absolute nice message, reminding everybody to stay safe during these unprecedented times of COVID-19.
Absolutely, and able to win a 3-point competition after a long day at the snowboard hill, which is pretty impressive.
I'm usually used to hearing the champions usually say, like, they're going to go to Disneyland or something. That was a very nice way to say it, like, oh, I'm going to go home
here we
and relax.
are with the replay of the final round here. Dwayne, he didn't hit the most shots, but he hit the most important shots.
And just great form throughout that first rack, even though some of them didn't get to drop. That's the trouble rack. That's the whole point. It causes you trouble in that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a good performance. This right here is where it kind of completely turned around, was this shot right here when he knocks down this 3-point basket. That was huge. Gets to the middle rack and kind of just really starts to pick up the momentum. Fantastic performance. He had to go first every single round. Clearly it didn't bother him.
Well, he likes putting the pressure on his teammates, it shows. It's kind of what we expected, the pressure to be put on early.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he put pressure on early each and every round.
And it was a heck of a performance. He hits the important shots. He's the type of player I would like to take maybe the final shot in a game or something like that. And we are going to send it to Dwayne to get his final thoughts on the competition.
Dwayne was extremely consistent for the entire round. And like you guys said, I thought he was saying he was going to go to Disneyland, but especially in these times, it's extremely difficult to do such things. But, I think we got exactly what we were looking for. It came down to the wire. We got some free basketball in a day that we were waiting for quite some time. I can't wait till we have people in this gym for good and we're playing some real games.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dwayne. Paige, what were your thoughts on the competition?
What an ending to the competition. When Keith hit that last money ball to bring it to a tiebreaker, I was in the back cheering. I was so excited. That's what makes this sport so exciting. We didn't know what to expect coming into the competition with everyone having lack of access to the gym, but I think all of the players did really, really well, and congratulations to Dwayne. It was a very exciting competition.
Well said. It was, a very exciting competition. I think everyone that was involved was extremely excited to be here and watch such a good competition. What are your final thoughts here, Cam?
You know, like Dwayne said, hopefully we can get people back in this gym and we could get some real games going. This team, this 3-point contest, was showing that this is a team that can hit these balls, like hit these 3-pointers.
Absolutely. It does. This kind of competition and the kind of times we're in, it makes you really hungry for some real season regular basketball. But we are done here today. We just want to thank everyone involved with the broadcast. Raquel, our producer. We have Paige McGowan, who was our sideline reporter, Dwayne Bowles, who was our announcer, the entire broadcast team, everyone that's behind on the cameras, who helped put the show together. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. We are out of here.